And we are live. Welcome to the Raw and Uncut Truth about Writing, presented by Imagine to Dream Bookstore podcast. I am your host, Author Nubia Shambee, here with a very special guest, Author Shaquoya Johnson. How are you, hon?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing fine. So let's just jump right into it. We're just gonna ask some questions and hope the conversation is going good. So,
Go right ahead.
what does your writing process look like?
um, so for me, I kind of have like a freestyle writing process. I'll elaborate a little more on that. So I have like a list of titles that I'll have in my phone. And then at the end of the year, I would do like a book business plan on what my goals are for the next year. So let's say my goal is to release 5 books. Then I'll pick out from the selection of titles that I would like to do. Usually I try to like switch up the genres a little bit. One may be like a romance, one may be a Christmas story, one may be a BLM, Black Lives Matter type of book. I like to do different genres. I don't like to put myself in a box. I like to think outside the box. So then I would just type from my head. And like I have a writing space. I know every author has like their writing time or thinking time to like come up with ideas. So mine's is in the shower. I'll think about, okay, well, what's the next scene I have to do and try to figure it out while I'm in the shower. And if I get the idea, then I'm running to my phone and like put that idea down. So that kind of helps me along with the story or any other like plot twists I can think of. I'll just put them in my notes in my phone kind of thing.
Oh,
And I
goodness.
let that help lead me along the way. I usually do the synopsises first. Um, as far as the covers, it's pretty much whenever I sit and I just play with Canva and just make the covers and to where that's done. But I do try to make sure my covers kind of match the titles or like the main characters in the story. If I am to put like a model on there, then I'll try to make sure it matches, the description of the model inside of the book.
Okay. Oh, first of all, you gave me so much inspiration. I love it.
What?
I just love it
Thank
all because my writing process is literally all over the place. So I'm like kind of not structured in that area. I like literally recently just started outlining. So I'm
Okay.
getting my stuff together for that part. But that is so interesting that you do a book business plan. First of all, that is just amazing on its own. Like I wouldn't even know how to like go about that. Like that's amazing. Um
So, it's pretty much like your business plan. What do you plan to do in terms of your career for the next year? So, one of my goals is to get on like one podcast a month. So far, so good. I've done, I think you are my third podcast this month. So, I'm happy about that. And then some of my other goals. So, it really just works what's for you. And I always say, don't feel defeated if you don't reach certain goals on that list, because sometimes we find our list is very long. Just be grateful for the stuff that you have checked off and then just continue to work on that for the next year.
I know that's right. Thank you so much for the tips and tricks. I'll definitely like implement that in my process as well
Okay.
because I need to get more organized and stuff.
You're welcome. How do you like outlining since you started? How do you like that?
So I found that I love it actually. I realize when it comes to taking notes and having that idea on paper to come back to later,
Mhm.
it really has helped me a lot, especially with the idea of the story. Because
Yeah.
mainly with my books, I have dreams about them. So I
Oh, wow.
immediately write those down and I have to expand on that idea. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's has definitely helped.
So something new that I'm hearing that I've never heard doing an interview. I think that's cool. That's pretty dope that your ideas come from your dreams. That is so cool. Like, wow. And you know what? I was saying in my last interview, I wanted to do like a dream book with my actual dreams because my dreams are so vivid. So that is just so amazing that you connect that from your dreams to an actual story. Is it like fictional that you go about with the dream? Like a
Yes.
that is
It's
so dope.
it's like literally the dreams are vivid too, and they are all over the place. The characters, I don't really have their names yet. I just
Right.
know what's happening. So I try to write that down. Um, I love the fact that you want to start your own dream book, because I kind of created a dream journal to
Oh,
help people who have dreams and want to write them down. So I'm like, hold on, I can send you that. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Because, I have the Five Below Dream Journal, but I'm like, well, when that runs out, what can I use? And I may like yours better. So send me that. Please do.
I got you, huh? Yes, we get somewhere with that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a couple more questions about the world building with your with your process with writing. So like, do you research street names? Do you like come up with the top of your head what's going to be in the background of these characters before you start writing the story, or does it just like comes?
So for me, it just comes like honestly. I won't really think of names. I would have to say for my diary series, I kind of did some character a small amount of character development. I just sat and thought like, okay, how many women do I want to be in this? Because the diary series is kind of like the Players Club vibe, P Valley vibe. So it's a lot of different women that's in her circle of group. So for me, I just wanted to think like, okay, how do I want them to look and their personality wise? But usually I either pick the character based off of someone in relation to who I know, like loosely based, or they just come to mind as I type, and then I'll just create what they look like and all that stuff along the way. I don't really like planning too much ahead because I like when I just it just comes from the mind because it flows naturally. It's exciting. So it's like, although it's my first time writing it, I don't know where the story is really gonna go. I'm just going off of the book description and the synopsis, so it's new to me too. So it makes it more exciting to write. um, and typically, in order for me to like remember where I left off, I would just like reread the last chapter or the last few pages. I don't like to go in and dig deep into it until I'm actually done with the novel because I do like my rounds of proofreading and edits and anything where I need to change it, then I'll do that then.
Okay, yes, me and you are really similar with that. I am also free spirited. So,
Yeah.
once the idea comes, that's it. I'm going to write it.
It's much more exciting that way because I'm like, okay, this is a character. Now I have to develop this character and how am I going to play this character out? So it's fun. It's super fun.
Yes, I love it. OMG. So, let me see. I have another question. Do you research your characters' names, or do you go by the meaning of it? So let's say if you come up with one in your head, would you like research that meaning or like make up one for yourself?
We don't. Um, Sometimes I'll use a name that's commonly used. And then other times I'll just make up a name. I know in my latest novel, A Halloween Party in the Hood, I was just thinking like what would be like a name that's like eye catchy. So I have Savoy as one person, you know what I mean? And then there is Satan. So they're brothers. So the meanings really just depends on the narrative of the story and who and what I expect from that character. So Satan, of course, he's evil. um, and Savoy, it was I wanted to give more of a sensual name. I like S's because my name starts with an S. So I want to give like a nice name that kind of rolls off the tongue, that gives off a calm vibe. Um, For my diary series, I would have to say my latest novel that I'm currently working on. Um, I determined their names based off of like their pimp, what he likes in women. So he preferred like their names to start with a C. So each character, their name is a C. So like cinnamon, cocoa, candy, you know what I mean? So
That's so different. That's so unique. I love the ideas. Like, you doing the
yeah.
thing, okay?
I'm
like
trying. I am trying. It's hard.
like
I have to do the entire as an indie author, as you know, you have to do the entire process by yourself. Just writing the story, the edits, the proofreading, the covers, the synopsises. So it's a lot. We're putting it all together.
That's true. Yes, I totally understand what you mean, especially as far as a business standpoint. You got to wear all the hats, and it can get difficult at times, but that idea was on your mind for a reason, and I'm so glad your voice is heard. It is out there. Like, y'all go buy her books, okay? Because at the end of the day, we got to support each other. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I'm totally going to get it too because I support our indie authors. Okay, period. Um,
Thank you. All of them are free on on Kindle on KU. That was something I also wanted to make available to readers also, because I know sometimes you just don't have it to buy a $20 book and this and that, you know. So making it free and available on KU was definitely an added bonus. It's something that I do want to, you know, give back to my readers even more, maybe like book boxes and things like that. I've seen other authors do it. And I think it's an amazing idea. You know, there's just a few things personally for me with my novels that I want to do before I start, you know, involving those kind of things. But in time, it will get there, and I'm excited. So I'm excited.
yes, and when you start those ideas, come and contact me. We can definitely collaborate on a book box.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds nice. I would love to do that.
Yes, because I do go by genre. So, like, if you got urban fiction, if you got fantasy romance, let's do it because I got those as well.
Okay, okay.
So, yes, honey, I'm so excited.
So like I'm like I did take a look at your website. It is so amazing and beautiful. That's another thing being an indie author. You know, I do as much research as I can, but sometimes it's hard just knowing what the next step to be will be to like enhance certain things like your website. Like I have the typical website, that's good. But I do want to enhance it and just seeing all the different authors' websites and just the things that they come up with, and it's just amazing. Like you guys really like I look up to you guys because I know it's hard and you guys been in the pen game way longer than me. I've only been just a little over shy a year. So I'm still learning. So it's great to be around other authors that know what they're doing and are such an inspiration.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. And you fall right in line because
You.
you doing it. Okay. You got things I'm not even thinking of. So yeah, I want to give you your flowers, hon. Even though you've been in for a small amount of time, it's fine. You know, you doing it. So
Thank
kudos to you, huh?
thank you.
Absolutely. So how many books do you have? And what are their genres? And will you like switch on to another one?
So I currently have 5 novels independently published on Amazon. They're available in ebook and paperback version. So my first 2 books is a series, a 2-part series. It's called A Fool for You. So this is A Fool for You 1 and A Fool for You 2. So you can get those on Amazon, free on KU. And then I have my standalone diary series, which is Dear Diary Sapphire's Revenge, and then Dear Diary Winter's Revenge. So this series is a standalone series, so you can read this alone or in any order. So
Yeah.
that's for this series. I know I wanted to give the readers back something where I know some people don't like standalone, some people don't like series. So I wanted to make it available for both for them. So either way it go, you're gonna like it because you can read it alone or with a series. And then I have A Halloween Party in the Hood, which is my latest novel. All of my books are urban fiction. A Fool for You series, this series, I would have to say is more like a urban hood love story. This is a young girl from Syracuse who falls in love with a guy and gets caught up with the wrong guy, to where she really has to like figure out if she's going to stay with him or move on and find her true love. So what to expect from this book is family orientation, love, domestic violence also, you know, family first. So it's kind of like a gangster love tale also, because there's like kidnapping and people going to jail and all that stuff too. So it's definitely not what meets the eye. The Diary series is more of a like thriller drama urban romance. I'm sorry, a thriller drama erotica urban book. So like I was saying, this is like the Players Club or P Valley vibe. Dear Diary Sapphire's Revenge is about a stripper who works at a strip club, and she's like the baddest bitch in the strip club, and she wants to own the strip club. But because of her promiscuous ways, she gets caught up to where people want to get revenge on her, and to where she also has to get revenge on other people. So we don't know if she's going to end up on top in the end, or she meets her demise from opening her legs to too many people. Dear Diary Winter's Revenge is about a young girl who gets brought into the life at the age of 14. And because of the situations she faced as a young girl, it leads into her adulthood, hence her being put into the life to where she's just struggling and trying to find her way to see where she wants to go in her future. And then a Halloween Party in the Hood. So I really wanted to kind of switch up the genre with this one. This is like a hood horror comedy. There is so this is about a group of kids, a group of young men who are friends, and they want the best for their neighborhood, but they make the wrong decision to where they go on a job that goes bad. So then they end up trapped in the Halloween party from hell, to where they're fighting to get out. So it's kind of like Saw vibes, Tales from the Hood vibe, Final Destination. I feel like it does give kind of a paranormal vibe too. I wanted to bring all of the scariness from all different areas. This was really, really fun to write because it was like my first horror novel. And then it's hood at the same time too. And then it makes you laugh. So
I know that's right. Oh my gosh, all of your books sounded so interesting.
oh,
I'm like, give me all of them.
thank you.
Like you did that. Oh my gosh. It kind of circles back to the genre that I was thinking about, because I was like, I don't think I would ever write horror.
Hmm.
But with that book, it sounds so interesting that, wait a minute, I just might. If I
Look,
can't read that book.
book description for you if you want. You want me to read the book description for you?
You can, yes.
Okay. Just so you can kind of get a little more of an idea too of the characters. So when Dom and his crew are forced to do the unthinkable, they make the one mistake that sends karma knocking at their front door. Stuck between two of the most notorious gangs, Obi and Satari rip the neighborhood apart. When one of his friends turns up missing, they come up with the perfect plan. Unbeknownst to them, a serial killer is on the loose, uncovering a secret from the killer's past. They are forced to make the hardest decision of their lives. Fighting for their lives, they end up trapped in the Halloween party from hell. Will Dom and his crew seal their fate, or will they escape the hands of a killer in one piece?
Yes. I'm gonna get that book. I'm for sure. I'm getting all of them actually, especially the revenge
Oh, thank
one.
you.
I'm
Oh,
definitely going to.
I
Yes, honey.
it's like hot and spicy. The revenge ones, it's like, ooh. I mean, it will have you like you will feel it. My goal for my books, because I've always been an avid reader, and when I was introduced to the urban fiction world, it was when I was going through my own situation in a previous relationship that was really really bad. So I would go to the library and I would check out like 20 books. They used to let you like check out, I think, like 20 books for a 2 week span. So I would literally read through all of those books within 2 weeks. And how I felt reading them was like I was in another place, and I felt like the things that were going on in my world were no longer there because I was so consumed in the book, and it just made me feel better. And I just remembered where I was. So my goal with my books were to like make it seem like I was in a movie, because that's how I felt when I read books. Were like as if I was right there watching them do what they were doing.
Yes.
So I feel like if I could describe myself as a certain type of author, I would describe myself as the visual artist because I'm a very visual person. I can see the scenes as I'm typing. I like to create that visual aspect so you can feel like I'm standing right here and I see everything they're doing, or I'm involved in the story kind of thing. So,
Oh my goodness. I love this. So I can expect that that book or those books will be a movie soon.
yeah. You could check out the reviews. There's people who say it in the reviews, like, I read this like a movie. I'm just like, that's the goal. So thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this. Okay. So I'm going to keep in contact with you
Okay.
because I also want to like build my studio. I want to turn my books into a movie as well. So like I'm going to be offering services for like movie deals, animations, and games for your story that you would like to
That is
turn into a
cool.
one of them. So yes, I can't wait.
I've actually been thinking about turning my first series into a movie. And then I was thinking about my all of my books. Honestly, I write them as though they're movies. So that's the plan, to try to start off with a Fool for You series, and then along the way, whichever books I would like to turn into them. But my main goal this year was, working on trying to collab with someone to turn my first series into a movie. I do have a few producers in mind and stuff like that. It's just hard because I'm not saying that they are like that, but certain people are not serious with like moving forward with, I'm very serious about my craft and what I do. And although I know there's still a lot I need to learn, um, I'm willing to learn, to make my dreams come true and happen. I just need that other person to be the same way. So I'm hoping that someone comes along. I've been working on a few things in terms of that series. I haven't shared with yet because I want to wait until I actually find someone and to do that. So hopefully within about a year or two, I can do that.
I know that's right. First of all, your dreams will come true. I'm just going to speak that into existence because you're doing something that a lot of people want, and all it takes is for you to make that first step, and you have done that. And so I know you're going to prosper, honey. Okay.
Thank
It's
you.
just meant for you. I'm also going to send you some links because I went through a screenwriting class in my at Kennedy King College, and I have a few links and a few contacts who are like pretty good with screenwriting and
Oh,
stuff like that. So
thank
yes, I got you, hun.
you. I actually started a script because I was working with a producer on a project, but it was their project. But unfortunately, they decided to put that project on hold. So I was kind of like learning low key through that person. So now that it has postponed, I haven't really been able to like continue forward with my own script. But I did, I started looking at other things that I've noticed screenwriters do, like character development and things like that. So I want to work on just doing those different visuals and things like that. Also, what characters I would like, what would be my dream character for this person in the novel, for a movie kind of thing. And I did my log line and I learned a few things, because I learned very quickly. But I just want to make sure I have my head wrapped around it all the way to where I know, all the steps are the right way to do it. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, hun. You're gonna get it. You're gonna make it.
Well,
Period.
wow. I do. I'm like, listen, author is Nubia. She put me on, and we gonna make it to the top. So y'all make sure y'all check her out.
Period. Thank you, sis. Okay. So I have two more questions for you,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna wrap up so that because I know we got things to do, and I don't want to take up too much of your
you
time. So
are totally fine. You are. It's Saturday. I don't work the weekends, so
period.
I was gonna
Okay.
go get me something to eat after.
Yes, same here. Like I'm hungry. Okay, so how do you get over writer's block? Like, I know sometimes we kind of struggle with this. We all have it, and it's just like it stops us in the process of making the story. So, like, what is your process on it?
So I would honestly have to say I don't want to say the N word, the Never word, but I have not had writer's block um, yet. But I do want to say around the time that I released my fourth novel, I did lose a little bit of motivation. You know what I mean? I released, let me see, Sapphire's Revenge, I released in March of 2023. And then I released Winter's Revenge, I want to say August of 2023. So when I released the book, I saw a few reviews that just kind of made me feel a little down because some of the reviews are harsh, like they are very harsh, but some of them you really take in and you feel a little sad about it because you work hard on your books and it takes a while. Like for me, it takes me 2 to 3 months for the entire process. I like to take my time, let my story juice up, and give I like to give myself 2 to 3 weeks to edit at least because I'm reading through the book a few times. No, you're not going to catch every edit. There's always going to be a mistake in an author's book. No matter how many times you comb through or someone else does, there will be a letter missing somewhere. But that book, Winter's Revenge, there was a review where someone said it was just like too many pavs. So it just wasn't for them. And I know some people, they don't like when it's a lot of pavs or a lot of drama. But for me, I love a lot of drama. I love to put the unexpected because my stories are fictional. Some people like literally take them, um, I want to say to the T, if that makes sense. They will look at it as okay, real life. This is not in real life, but for my novels, they're fiction. So it's not going to be like the actual real world. It's an imaginative state when you're reading. So that's what I like to portray because it is fictional. You're not going to have something, for example, where in real life, they may not have co-ed dorms, but in my book, it's co-ed. I mean, I'll do my research in terms of how it looks and I'll paint the visualization of how something looks, or if you're in Syracuse and the book is based on Syracuse, I'll put a few like corner stores and streets that people know and how it looks, but it's not going to be actual facts down to the T because somewhere it has to stay imaginative. So I would have to say Dear Diary, Winter's Revenge, that was one where I was a little down and lost my motivation a little bit. And I also feel like because of how fast I finished, I didn't really give myself time, a break in between. I usually give myself 2 weeks to kind of rest my brain, but at the same time, start thinking of the thought process for the next book. And then I get started because I know it takes me 2 to 3 months. So I like to try to drop a book between 2 and 3 months. So that way it's consistent. Um, so I just had to push myself to get back to the computer, tell myself that, what may not be for one person may be for 10 other people. Everyone is not going to love your books. Everyone is not going to like your books, but it's the majority that counts. And from my reviews, I feel like I'm doing a great job with this being my first year in. Having 57 reviews on my first series. I'm truly grateful for every review. And then all of my other reviews from my novels, they are really, really good for the reviews that I do have. So I just want to thank everyone who's excuse me, everyone who's taken a chance on me. And although they know this is still like the beginning of my writing career, I'm still learning. They're taking a chance on me. They're loving my stories. They're supporting, they're sharing, they're confirming like, hey, this is a good book. Like, you better come get this. So I appreciate everyone. I do.
Yes, honey. Yes. Like I said earlier, we give you your kudos
Thank
because you did it. Like,
I think I was gonna get past the first one. I'm not gonna lie. When I started, I didn't tell anyone. Because for one, because I didn't know if I was gonna finish the book. I didn't even know it was gonna be two parts. So my first book, this one was 100,000 words, and I had to chop it down a lot because price point, it was priced at $26, and I felt like that was too high for a new author. But because the book was so long, I would have only made $5 off the book with it priced at $26. So I had to chop it down. There were also some things I needed to revise, so I did revise this series. The covers were made by Authors PY, so shout out to Authors PYs for these ones. Period. The rest of my covers I did create. I am learning to enhance my covers and just make the inside look pretty much. There, like I said, there are still some things that I want to upgrade with my books. I had to get, other platforms. Now that I have those, I can really make them the way that I want them to be, so that way they're ready to for the, book events. I'm ready to go to like all these book events and have my books on the table like, hey, you want to get this book? Let me tell you what it's about. So,
yes, I know that's right. So, yes, we trying to get like you. Let's just say that,
oh,
especially with the writer's block, because I know I experience it a lot and I let procrastination just have me sitting down instead of finishing this book. And
yeah,
so, just
I
like,
fascinated too. I do, but it's like a gift and a curse for me because although I procrastinate, I get it done by my deadline every time. I think it's just the Aquarius in me.
okay, period. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I really am proud because
Thank
like it is really is hard for certain authors, to basically get reviews, to basically even have somebody buy your book. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like back when I first started, because I did start at fourth grade, but like when
oh,
I first started with KDP, it was really tough. My first book, I designed the cover. It wasn't like
mm-hmm.
people wasn't on it, if
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
And I had a couple typos on the cover, and it was just like, whoa, wait a minute, I
Yeah,
need to rebrand, I need to take a step back, I need to do this right. And so I kind of did that with my first book. I changed it. Hold on, I gotta get the cover to show
yeah.
you a second.
I got mine too. I got my old ones and my new ones.
Yes, honey. Okay, so I'm gonna get all of these. Okay, so with my first book, this is the cover. I'm not sure if you can see that, but
Yeah,
okay, yes. It because I didn't have the funds to first start off with
yeah,
um getting an artist, getting models to
yeah,
like basically take the pictures with and stuff. I had to find another outlet. And when AI came out, it was like a whole new world for me because it was digital art. And I was like, I'm also a visual person. I can remake this. And I was able to with the cover. So I'm just like,
yeah,
everybody's brand is unique. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And like you said, everybody's writing, everybody's book is not for
yeah,
everybody. And so that is okay. As long as you found your target audience, they will definitely come to you. They
yeah.
will splurge. So that's really all that matters. Um,
All that matters. And I always tell myself to do it for the love. As long as I remember that, I will always love what I do, and it'll help continue to push me to keep going. So,
Same here, yes. And whenever you are ready for that urban fiction book box, I got my urban fiction series here. This is
oh, let me
called
see.
this is called
Ooh,
the Getaway series. I don't know if you can see
that is so pretty.
it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that is so pretty.
Thank you. That's the first book. This is the second book.
Oh, that is so dope. I love how it's animated. Now, are your books for adults or any kind
Adults.
of adult? My
Yes.
daughter loves anime and stuff. So like the AR art and stuff. When I was looking at your website, I'm like, my daughter would probably love this gaming. Like I think it's so cool that you thought about something completely different than other authors, like really turning them into like games. That is so cool to me because kids, men, everyone, they love playing the game. So that's just another way to extend the platform too. So I think that's so cool.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This it's so much because I'm like, this story could literally be a story in everything. Like,
Yeah.
because when I was growing up, I loved playing games, video games, PC, console games. I just loved it. So I'm just like, well, why don't we make it different? Disney does it, all of that. So yeah.
Oh, dope. I can't wait. Just let me know because I'm going to be like, I want to try this. What game do I need to get so I can play this? Because we're going to play this.
Yes, period. I will definitely keep you posted. Okay. And this is the third part of this series because it's 4 books.
Oh, that's pretty. I
Thank
like
you.
added more models to it too. It kind of shows like, okay, it's more people that's being involved now. What's going on?
Period. And this is the last book.
I love your covers. You do such a great job. And they're different. That's what I love. Like, I don't like to try to make my covers look the same as everyone else's. I love how your covers are because it's like your imagination in physical form now. You know what I mean? Like you can see it, and that's beautiful. So I do want to give you your flowers too because I wasn't able to look at everything on your website, but I do feel like you're doing an amazing job and like kudos to you for real because it is so beautiful. I'm gonna look at your website again too so I can finish, but girl, I was looking through them book boxes like, oh my gosh, she got so many good stuff on here. Like, oh my gosh, like she's so amazing.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that means so
Well,
much to me. Um, I want to do something so special for you all because you all mean the world to me. Like, if it wasn't for y'all, I probably wouldn't be existing. You know what I'm saying? Because you all are the blueprint. You all are
yeah,
y'all doing the thing. So
yeah.
I would love to do something special. I will definitely keep you posted on that as
Okay,
well.
please do, please do.
Absolutely. And
Excited.
I am coming up to 1 year in this business on
Oh,
April 27th.
are you
So
serious? Is it?
yeah, yes.
I thought you was in longer than me because clearly you have a lot of talent just from your website. It looks like you've honestly been in the game at least 5 years. To me it looks like. So I am truly shocked because you said April. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So I have been writing for 7 years, but
Yeah,
I did just start my LLC 1 year ago. So
yeah.
kind of new, kind of not. So
Right,
you're
right.
right.
But it's still awesome to see it. I wish I would have seeing your growth from the beginning. I love following the journey of the authors, and seeing their growth because it's a beautiful thing just to see, and you have to, pat yourself on the back for from how far you've come, especially with your career. And you having a platform and, including authors like me on that platform. So I'm truly appreciative.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Thank
Everybody go get Author Shaquoya Johnson's books on her website, on Amazon. Get them today. Like, don't
Thank
sleep,
you.
don't walk, run to get her books. Like, we're supportive of our authors over here. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And hopefully, very soon, you'll see her books on my website, Imagine to Dream Bookstore soon. So, collaboration in the process, in the making.
That would be awesome. I'm so excited for that. That would be so amazing. We're gonna definitely talk about that.
Absolutely. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I want to thank you so much for being a special guest on my show. You definitely made my day. I appreciate you so much. And I wish you prosperity and success in your journey.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
Awesome. Okay. Goodbye and have a great
Bye.
day.
You too.
All righty.